Puppies are born in litters, with the number of pups born in each round varying according to the breed. Although a small bitch may produce between 2 and 4 pups, a large bitch can carry up to 12. During the first 14 days of his life, the puppy is very dependent upon his mother.
Luckily, his mother is always on hand to take care of him. She keeps him warm, licks him clean, carries him around, makes sounds to help him develop his hearing, and teaches him to communicate. She also helps him with his most basic bodily needs, as the young puppy is still unable to manage unaided.
At this stage, the young puppy is still very limited in the range of things that he can do. He sleeps for around 90% of his time and drinks his mother's milk around 20 times a day.
The bitch is generous when it comes to nourishing her offspring. During the 6-week lactation period, she can produce more than twice her own weight in milk.
At between 2 and 3 weeks of age, the puppy starts to wake up, his eyes open, and his senses begin to operate. He sleeps less now, and at around 3 weeks old, he begins lapping.
This is the moment to offer him something other than his mother's milk.
Between the first and second month of his life, the puppy begins to socialize. His senses are now keener. He is developing a sense of independence and a curiosity for the world around him.
This is a very important time for him and for his future, as it is now that he's developing his behavior patterns with the other dogs, with other species, and above all, with man.
The puppy's growth is a crucial phase, both physiologically and in terms of behavior. It is during these first few months that the puppy gains the basics of a good education. While he is growing, the puppy is bursting with energy and curiosity. He explores new places, plays with the rest of the litter, learns a great deal from his mother and also from his master.
His first activities are among the most fundamental in his life. He learns that he mustn't soil his basket and that he mustn't bite too hard. He discovers that certain interactions have a social purpose. Growling and barking are a means of warning, playing or expressing a need such as hunger. Putting his paw on the head of another puppy is a way of showing who's the boss around here. And if he wants to make peace with him, he needs to lick his chops. He begins to analyze the sense of other creatures, which tell him a great deal about the species and the sex of the animals. Through these first contacts and interactions, the young pup becomes part of a community in which he will learn to find his place and to abide by its rules.
To begin with, he is essentially immunized by his mother. The puppy's immune defenses are dependent on the antibodies that she passed on to him when suckling him for those first few times just after he was born. At between 4 and 12 weeks of age, the level of original antibodies from the mother begins to dip below the protective threshold.
During this vital period, the puppy is vulnerable to infection and needs to be vaccinated. The vaccines are administered in several stages and booster visits are necessary.
The puppy's digestive system undergoes significant development during the weaning period. He gradually becomes able to digest cereals, such as rice, corn, and barley, but loses the ability to digest milk.
The puppy has grown up. He can now live without his mother, but the separation of the pup and the bitch must take place at the right moment, neither too early